Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks, to The Hungry Gamer is back with another episode of the Monthly Menu, and today we are talking about the top 5 games of September 2025. And as always, these are the games that hit my table the most over the course of the month. And for those of you that maybe haven't watched one of these before, the way I record plays is it's in play sessions. So time when I sit down at the table and I play a game. And for me, what that does is it kind of balances out longer games versus shorter games. So for example, if I were to play one game of Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor at 4-player, well, that's a 3 to 4 hour game. And in that same amount of time, I could play 4 games of something else. Or if it's a game like Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, I could play 20 games of that. So to try to balance that, I will usually take it and just say, okay, every time I sat down for a game, that counts as one session. It still favors the shorter games a little bit, but we do what we can. And to that end, if there's ever a tie, as there almost always is every month, then I lean towards, okay, what was the game that was played literally the most amount of time? So, in any event, that's how I do it. And so starting out, let's talk about the picks for September. These are the games that I said, this is what we're going to play. I really want to, and usually we don't get all 5, and we'll see how we did. So to start out with, a game off of the list, and that was Fog of Love, is the one I specifically said we're going to try to play. And yes, we played. And also, as I was concerned about when I put it on the list, it was one that my wife and I, we tried to play when a friend gave it to me for my birthday years and years and years ago. And I was unable to find a bunch of cards. And so I put it all away, I emailed the company, and a few days later I got a response, oh, no, those are in this pack, it's a tutorial thing. That's where you find that you have to open this other pack that was already sealed and I hadn't opened. And then we just never got back around to it. Why? I don't know. But we just didn't. And since then, we've played a lot more games. This was towards the beginning of really my dive into hobby gaming. And I was like, I don't know that we're going to enjoy this game. And so, whatever, we decided to try it. And so we did play it, absolutely. And it's not a game for us. Now that said, I will say this is one of the best games that I don't like. It mechanically is actually quite fun, and if you are into the role play aspect and you're willing to kind of dig into it, so well, this is the type of character I am, so clearly I wouldn't do this, and you're able to separate completely from what you would do and what your personal morality is, and you find that fun, you will actually really enjoy this game. But it just wasn't a lot of fun for us, so I'm glad I've played it, and I can say it is actually a very good game, just not one that's for us. But we did get it off the list. Next was Paracle, The Gathering Darkness, and yes, I played it, and yes, I finished the campaign. I've saved my characters because I believe I can actually bring them into the Labyrinth expansion, which is going to be here at some point in the next couple months. I'm very excited about that, but yes, got to play more Paracle. Next on the list was Assault on Doomrock. And this is one that I regularly kind of just look at on my shelf. It's right over there. And I was like, I should play that. I should play that. And I did. I got it back to the table. And I wound up only playing one act. It's a game that usually I'll play 1 or 2 acts, then put it away. And I only played 1 act because there was a lot of, how do I do this again? What is going on? And I had to spend a lot of time and I had to spend a lot of time going back to the rules and stuff. But it is a clever game, and with the new difficulty settings, I find it far more satisfying and fun. Dice tableau, dice placement, very abstract yet strangely specific positional combat. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but Assault on Doomrock, clever game, enjoyed playing it again, and will absolutely be playing it again sometime in the future. Hopefully sooner than I did between last time I played and then the most recent time I played. Next was Above and Below Haunted. That was one that was kind of my gimme for the month because we were supposed to play it that night that I recorded the last video, and yes, we played. First time playing with the Ghost Museum expansion, which is a print and play that you can get, and just great. It is such a fun game. I adore Above and Below Haunted. It's just wonderful. It's very light and very simple, and I love the fact that my wife loves it too, and neither of us really care too much about the winning of the game, which is good because I keep winning. What? But it's just so much fun. You're delving in, doing these stories and finding weird stuff and making choices and getting cards that are going to come back later. And it's just a really fun, light, beautiful game. I really enjoy Above and Below Haunted. And the next on the list was Ham Helsing. And this was one of the games I got from Gen Con. I didn't actually get to go, but they sent me one of their demo copies so I could do a review of it. And yeah, loved it. I really like playing this game. It is card crafting. It is one of the first card crafting games, and that's the ones where you put the clear cards in that I've ever played that I really am enjoying. I might eventually be like, okay, I wish I had a little more modules or something for this, but right now I'm really enjoying playing Ham Helsing. It's very light, it's very easy to play, and it's just a delightful little game. And every time I play, I enjoy it. I believe it is about to be officially released, or maybe when this video publishes, it is officially released, but really enjoyed it from Fireside Games. It's silly, it's fun. Yeah, I enjoy it. Really do enjoy that one. All right, and so that's going to bring us into the top 5 games of the month. And so coming in at number 5, and this is one of those times when I had a bunch of them all tied, and this was actually a low play month for me. It's just been very, very busy at school. And so at number 5 is a game that's only going to come in with actually one sit down to play. And I had a whole bunch of them with just a single session where I played a lot of games. And so that kind of pushes us off to time. And then again, it's like, gosh, I played this one this much time, this one. So coming in at number 5 is going to be Betrayal Legacy. And the reason I gave it to this one is I have a group of people that I play Legacy games with, and we've played through Clank Legacy and Betrayal Legacy, and Journeys in Middle-earth was not actually a Legacy game, but we were playing through that and we finally gave up because we lost every game for like 4 months in a row. But we finished Betrayal Legacy, and we decided that we were going to get together and we were going to play our version of Betrayal from Betrayal Legacy, because it ends up and you have a version of Betrayal you can play. And so we got together and we played through 2 games of it, and look, I get it. Either you like Betrayal or you don't like Betrayal, and I enjoy Betrayal. We played twice through. The first game was real quick, and I wound up as the traitor in the first one, and just the way the stuff came out in classic Betrayal fashion, by the time I became the traitor, it didn't matter. Like, they had all the stuff. It's one of those things, they had to find these rooms, but they're already out. Like, they happened to be that part of the deck, and so they just wiped the floor with me, so we ran it back, played again, and we wound up with a co-op treachery at the end, and I happened to be the only one that survived, so we won. And it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy Betrayal, and I think if you're someone who likes Betrayal and can get a Legacy game played, Betrayal Legacy is just top tier. It really does a good job. It's really fun, sticks the landing, and we had a fun game of Betrayal after the fact, so number 5, Betrayal Legacy. At number 4, we have the aforementioned Ham Helsing. I played this game several times, both sitting down by myself and actually also got a game in with Original Don. And this is, as I said, it's a fun game. The card crafting is enjoyable. It's not hard. I was able to teach Don pretty quickly, and I think between teaching and finishing the game, that we were fighting the hen, the easy one. Between teaching and finishing the game, it was maybe 50 minutes. So just really satisfying, quick, enjoyed it, had fun. At number 3 on the list is The Dark Quarter. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about another game in just a moment, but one of the things I've started doing at school is trying to have some kind of game that I can play at lunch. So it has to be something that's not too big, that's easy to kind of get to the table, and by easy to the table I mean quickly. And so I finished my previous one, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment, and so I put Dark Quarter under my desk now, and so I play that at lunch. And it's so far, I'm enjoying it. I previewed it way back in the day. It was a very long delivery, and it's a pretty clever little game. It takes the Destinies system, the way the dice rolling works and successes, which I actually found pretty creative and satisfying. The story's pretty interesting. It's easy to get into, and even though I have all these deluxe bits and everything, one of the things that, well, is maybe a knock on the game is you can play it without the map. you don't need to put the map pieces out there because it's all going to be in your device. And so you can kind of see the maps and see where you're going. So you don't actually need to do those things. And so that allows me to literally just play it on my desk right in front of me and put it away very, very quickly. So really satisfying, enjoying playing through the Dark Quarter so far. And it's been cool to actually get further than I was able to when I previewed the game, because there was only one or maybe two scenarios when I did the preview. So getting to go a little bit deeper is really, really satisfying. Which brings us to number 2 on the list. And that was my previous lunchtime game, and that is Isla and Something Shiny. This is a game where you're helping a little bunny kind of find out what the shiny thing is on the top of the mountain, and going through adventures and meeting different characters and people and doing tasks and trying to get to this shiny thing. You don't even know why it's important. And this is very much a Euro-style choose-your-own-adventure game. You pull the cards down and you deal with it, and depending on what you do, either that card goes into the past, i.e. you're never going to see it again, or it goes into the future, meaning it's going to come back and you're going to have to deal with whatever it is again moving on. And it's a fun game, and the story is where it's at. Now, all I'm going to say, and I haven't published my post-campaign video yet, though I have made it, and all I'm going to say about it is, it seems like this is a game that is super little kid friendly. And the game is little kid friendly, but the story is heavy. Now, I'm not saying it's a story full of murder and all this stuff and you're going to traumatize the child, but it does deal with some heavier issues, and it really does hit. The story affected me. I was thinking about it for days afterwards. So just something to think about. But I finished the entire campaign, again, sitting at work, and so Isla and Something Shiny came in at number 2, which brings us to number 1, which should not be a surprise considering what I said earlier. And number 1 was Paracle: The Gathering Darkness. I had about 25% of the campaign still to play, and I finished it. I really enjoyed it. I have a video up talking about Paracle and my thoughts on it as a whole. I'm very excited to get the new expansion in whenever that does arrive. And who knows when I'll get to actually get to it, but very excited to actually get my grubby little paws on it. And yeah, great game. Highly recommend it. A lot of people have an issue with a lot of it being an app or a website that kind of for the kind of choose your own adventure and tracking initiative stuff. I actually find it very satisfying. It makes the game move pretty darn quickly, has the story there, easy to make choices, saves your progress, just works really well. I really enjoy Paracle. And so that brings us into my picks for the month. Now, I'm already a week or so into October. And so whether or not I'm going to get all these with some trips and stuff going on, I don't know. But we're going to try real hard. And I'm actually, as I'm glancing at my list here, I don't have any on this list. Nope, I have one on this list that I think is a gimme, that I'm positive is going to get played. The rest we'll see. So to start out with, we're going to say the list. And there is one game left on the list. And this is a game that got to me not too long before COVID. And I just couldn't get it to the table because it really needed more than 2 people. And this is a game called Sea Shanties. It's a pirate-style game. It's all eco-friendly production. And it's been on my shelf for a long time, and I just have not played it. And it's not cool with me, but I just couldn't get it to the table. And then, as things do, when you can't get something to the table, it was all through lockdown, so years, it fell by the wayside. But we are committed to trying to get that played this month, and that will be the last from the list, which will mean it'll be time to make a new list, which will be pretty exciting. The next one on the list is Warcrow Adventures. Now, this is a dungeon crawl that I previewed and enjoyed. Really did enjoy it. The dice mechanics, it's a riff on Infinity Defiance. It's a fantasy world, and it uses this kind of test system that the other Corvus Belli game, Aristia, uses, that I'm a big fan of. I like the way those systems work. And I finally got it. It has a cool initiative system that I really liked as well. So I finally have it, and I painted up the heroes and put a wash on the bad guys. And this was one that I had said when I made my 2-year ago version of my top 10 dungeon crawls was going to be potentially on my top 10 list. But then I didn't get it played. And so I'm committed to getting it played. Now, interestingly enough, Some people have said they didn't stick the landing on the delivery of this, so I'm going to find out. This is another one that uses an app for all the story and things like that, so we shall see, but I'm going to get it played, and, well, basically I'll be deciding, is this one that might be on the list next time, or is this one that's not going to stay in the collection? So we're going to find out. Next on the list is one that almost was on the list last month, and that is Shackleton Base. This is a heavy Euro that I originally played with Peter Vaughn and Original Don when we went down and visited Peter a couple months ago, and really, really liked it. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It is very complicated, and I believe there's a solo mode, so I'm hoping to at least knock out 1 or 2 solo games of it. So Shackleton Base. The next one is the Gimme, and that is Dead Men Tell No Tales, because we're going to go up and visit a friend of mine and his wife, so, well, they're both friends, so friends of ours, I should say, up in Oregon actually this week, and I decided I'm going to bring Dead Men Tell No Tales, because we do enjoy playing co-op games together, and I thought this would be a good one. It's small, easy for me to travel with, and I've had a hankering to play, especially since it showed up on BGA recently, and I've been playing it quite a bit and really want to get it to the table. I think we're going to love it, so Dead Men Tell No Tales. And then the last one is another one that has almost been on my picks for the month for like the past 4 months. It's another one that I regularly just kind of look at the box because it's right over there and I can see it, and that is Collab. And if you recall, this was my #2 game of the year last year. Love the theme, love the look of it. I actually painted all the minis, and I really, really enjoy it. This is another one that there's a good chance it'll just be a solo game I get to, but I'm actually hoping to introduce Mrs. Hungry Gamer to it because I think she'll really enjoy it. And this is just a fun tableau builder action selection game with a fun little gimmick bit of the minions that kind of hold the dice over their head, and it's just really, really fun, really clever, and I really do enjoy Collab and hoping to get that to the table this month. I'm going to feel like it's a win if I get 3 out of the 5 this month, but we shall see. And finally, thank you to Noble Knight Games, the channel sponsor. For those who don't know who they are a game store with a massive online website that you can buy stuff from also. You can actually, I think they're in Wisconsin, maybe, something like that, and you can actually go there too. I've never been to it, but they sell used and new games. You can send them games if you just want to kind of get them out of your collection, get store credit or cash. Not going to get a lot of money. It's just like you're selling your games at GameStop back in the day, but hey, if you want to get them out of the house, it's a great place to send them. This is a place that I actually used long before they became my sponsor, and just for full disclosure, I get some store credit from them every month, and if you make a purchase from them at no additional charge, and you use a link down in the description, I get a little bit more store credit. Again, it doesn't cost you anything else, anything additional, it just helps out the channel just a little bit. In fact, that's actually how I have a copy of Shackleton Base, so when I actually get a chance to review that, which I'm hoping to do when I finally get to play it some more, that's why, because of the Noble Knight Games sponsorship. But in any event, check them out. If you're looking for a good online game store, it's a really good one. I definitely appreciate it, especially if you're looking for some good deals on new releases and used games, though. As you can imagine, the harder the game is to find, the more it's going to cost. But that's the way those things work. And that brings me to the most important part. Thank you to all of the channel members. I greatly appreciate that you are willing to not only give me your time, but give a little bit of money each month to help support the channel, help me replace my computer when I lost the last one, has helped upgrade sound equipment and, well, this camera also, things like that. So thank you so, so, so very much. It's for as little as 99 cents a month up to more than that. And please consider it. And if you aren't interested in that, well, thank you for continuing to watch, because I appreciate that too, and that's actually the most important thing. So there you have it, folks. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.